Well, hello, this is Mozart the Second. We're going to go ahead and get back into Funko Fusion. So in the last episode, we were actually going through the mummy. So what I'm going to do is, what I'm going to focus on is try to beat most of the levels and then go into the cameos. So the only thing that's left now, well, I don't want to say the only thing that's left. We were on the Masters of the Universe. It looks like there's another door of some sort. But what I like about the cameos is you don't actually have to go back in to set levels to access the cameo. So there is a cameo somewhere. I think there was one where we were using the portals. But we can actually access the mummy right here. And I do have a couple secrets on the next particular episode or following episodes. You might actually see me go in, pick up a specific character that you probably have to get the deluxe edition of the Funko Fusion. I was able to upgrade specific versions of the Funko Fusion. I think on the PC I had to buy each DLC until it granted me the deluxe edition. But on PlayStation, as long as you have the digital version, you should be able to get the digital deluxe for a specific price. And I think I only spent like $10 and it gave me like The Office and some other ones like The Wicked. I had to buy individual ones like the Invincible or the Mega Man ones because that's the ones I wanted. Long story short, for the PC ones, I actually did go to key sites just because they were cheaper. I heard some news about this particular game, how it's not doing so well. Yet they are actually releasing new types of DLC. So it's kind of interesting to see that the company is still trying to do something, but they know for a fact that somewhere along the line it's just not doing well. At least they see that the sales aren't. I could see it from the sales point of view because the DLC actually is constantly on sale. But let's go ahead and pull into this particular level. It's called Double Trouble. And then, like I said, I'm going to try to see if I can get most of the crowns. If there's a particular character, I will let you know which particular character I'm going to be using. Where is my head? Oh, there it is. I have played a little bit of this particular level on the Switch, so if you see that I know where certain things are, I've been doing my homework, and it's been rattling me up the walls because on the Switch it's such a small screen. I don't play it on the TV because of how pixelized it gets, especially on this game. For some odd reason, the words even get pixelized. So for Scott Pilgrim, we got to beat all the boyfriends, girlfriends, or whatever that they have. And so let's go ahead and get into it. This particular level threw me off a loop because of how it's designed. It doesn't look very big, but that on its own kind of like lets you know how much of this particular world has to offer. So some particular levels might actually take less time to go through. But you'll get to see the type of stuff that we end up getting here. This guy ends up duplicating himself until you have to get him. Where's the next one? I don't know if this... Yeah, this one's a time thing. So you have to hit everything in a specific time. There we go. And it just like it's constant like repeat because it's just a boss. He's just a boss that you have to beat. And I actually like that they did this, the montage of like King Kong here. But this is pretty cool. And then once we get this, because this particular character doesn't go all the time. It tends to just like kind of go through. After we beat him, he stops throwing the little pigs. So you get to see that he's down there. And again, this is one of the ones that kind of threw me to the loop because I was like, where am I supposed to go? It's not like this particular game gives you any specific direction as far as where you're supposed to go. Now, where is he? Where did he go? Oh, there he is. I was like, so you can technically follow along and be able to do certain things throughout this particular gameplay. You're gonna notice that I think I initially spent about 45 minutes going through this level because I wanted to go through and get all the collectibles. I'm getting to that point where if I'm gonna be playing this game, I wanna try to get as much as possible out of it. Where do you go? You're gonna notice that I'm gonna constantly look around. It's because I'm looking for specific things. It wasn't known when I played it the first time of what the collectibles were. You're gonna notice that now I see that we have a skateboard. It's gonna be one of 7. They're actually in. There's one in the tent, I think. We can see that there's chicken over there. Our bucket of chicken, and let's go ahead and collect that right now so I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to get as much vinyl as I possibly can. And I do apologize, I have been a little bit busy. This previous week I didn't really release any particular videos, but you know what, I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to be planning on doing a live pretty soon. I know I've been saying that lately, and I haven't been really, haven't put any action into it, but there is something I've been working on. It's possibly a secondary channel of some sort, and I guess I can use this as an announcement. I will have to see how I'm going to have to set it up, but the secondary channel is actually going to be like Lego builds or models. And it's going to be a hybrid channel, so Lego builds and models. Just a heads up. If you're into that, I will actually have something. I'm going to want to kind of like put some things together. I'm still editing some videos. I'm actually working on a logo, and so that is actually what's holding me up. It's the logo part. Let me see. Find a way to get Lucas out of the RV. Okay. So before I do that, I want to make sure that we can get everything. You're going to notice that there are specific things in this level. We have to mind control this particular person. So let's go ahead and go to the beginning. So yeah, I am going to go ahead and start. I already have like a couple of models slash Lego videos that have already taped and made videos of. There are some that I've actually screwed up along the way. Allison is our person to go ahead and mind control. And that's through the Umbrella Academy. I keep messing that up. So she does her thing, and now you can move that character. We can get this crown. I'm just making sure that I get all the collectibles before I move on to our next area. We do have this particular upgrade collectible. And one of the things that I noticed with this particular game has some very weird issues as far as PC is concerned. I would recommend, this is my recommendation, to get it on PlayStation 5. I don't know the aspects of the Xbox. And you know what's crazy is I mess around with the configuration so much that I spent like an hour doing this. And what's odd is each time that I did it, it was like I was messing with the configuration, and all of a sudden I went back to the same configuration, and even now, sometimes you get some pixels and it's like frame generation. I will go ahead and state that I don't have the best of graphics cards. 4060 is good enough for 1080, but not enough for like 4K or 2K to be exact. Okay, so my next one, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm trying to think what I'm gonna do next. Let's go ahead, before we do that, let's go ahead and do the switches. There's 4 switches here. So you have one right there, and then one right here. And if we keep going, we'll start with the switches up here. But long story short about it, it just really irritated the crap out of me because I sat here, and you would think that it wouldn't be that bad to be messing with. I just feel like the PlayStation just has enough for me to play around. And where the heck is the last switch? Oh, there it is. I should be able to get it without running out. Ah, crud. Okay, let's do it all over again. We might actually have to wait for it to hit 0. But anyways, long story short, I was able to edit my settings so much that it was actually at the same settings that before I even started with. So I think there are some configuration issues with this particular game. I've seen it around. I've turned on and off frame generation. Like, it was a butt to deal with. And I shouldn't have to sit there to try to figure that out. I did get a copy on the PlayStation 5, but in order for me to actually get there, I would have to do this whole freaking game all over again. And I'm gonna play it, don't get me wrong, because I bought it, but I don't want to have to go through this whole thing just so that I can catch up, and that's just gonna take more time, so I'm not gonna have to worry about it right now. But I do like the fact that I have the PlayStation 5 version, and then I can step into it at any time just in case this particular game does spaz out on me. I shouldn't, like I said, I shouldn't have to sit here and mess around with it too much. So I changed over to Childs because there's this particular chest that has our upgrade. I'm gonna use the flamethrower to go ahead and melt the ice. There's gonna be a couple of aspects when I do have to melt the ice to get chests. And it's not just this level, there's some other levels that I've played along with. Oh, look, I'm gonna put this down. There you go. Skateboard. And then the skateboard, it doesn't look like there's too much out of this particular this level, but believe me, it should take about 30 minutes or so. All right, so now I can go ahead and I'm gonna do something special. I'm gonna use Marty McFly from our Back to the Future. I think it was Jurassic Park. It's under, I don't understand why. You know what I should do? I should favorite them. That way I don't have to keep searching for them. Okay, so in order for us to get him out, we have to have a fuse, right? So we need to get a fuse. In order for us to get a fuse, we have to put the battery somewhere. Thinking.
It was at this moment he knew.
There is another chest that's over here. You won't be able to do it until you get to that section, and everything will make sense once we get there. Actually, you know what? No, we can get here. But we need to have the what do you call it? We need to have the blue computer to be active in order for us to actually pull out. I'm sorry. So we don't need to be over here. We just need the little hop thingy to put up there, and then we need one of the Battlestar Galactica characters to hit. But let's go ahead and keep going. Or, you know what? I'm dumb. It's the chest right in the middle, guys. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. It is the chest in the middle. Alright. So the fuse is right here. Burp. Okay. Anywho, so I am in the process of editing some more videos and getting the logo. Once I get the logo done, which I'm very proud of because it is taking a moment to make the logo. The logo I am actually well, you know what? I'm not gonna let it out of the bag yet. But I'm making the logo, and I'm actually doing it myself. I'm gonna use a plugin through Blender to then animate it. So it is gonna be awesome. Okay, why do I need a battery? I don't know why I need a battery. You know what? This is gonna it's gonna come in handy. Okay, well, need to. I just saw the charger. That's why I was like, oh, okay. So we just need to get this guy out, and then we can fight him again. We need to make sure it's a guitar, not bass. And he's gonna come out, he's gonna be mad. He's like, eh. Alright, so this particular area, he becomes a little bit harder. If you are not very good aiming, especially like on the Switch, for some odd reason, aiming was horrid. But he does this thing where he does this jump, and then he then does this thing where he slides. You have to hit him until you get 100%. Otherwise, he'll jump off and then do his jump thing again. And don't drink. Ah. Okay, I didn't know I can jump and do that. So, anywho, you want to try to stay as close to him as possible. Make sure you get 100%, and then he will do his thing, knock out. You just knock him until he gets back up again. I think you do it up to about 3 times. Then does his little thing. It's kind of like same as before, you know, beat him, and then you have to keep dodging him because he's constantly just driving around. There's a couple hearts that you can use along the way too. But you do have to beat him, like the clones first. And you just keep going until he crashes or explodes. You want to talk again? Yeah. You really think you can stand a chance for an A-lister, bro? So pretty much you just follow him until he does his thing. I really like the PC controller. It's just more responsive. And for the Switch, I'm actually using a thing called a Nitro deck, which is very nice. So you put the Switch in the Nitro deck. The Nitro deck is like a little accessory that you end up sliding the Switch console in. So you take off the Joy-Cons and you end up using it as a controller itself. It's a little bit better on my hands because the Joy-Cons themselves are so small. So you can see he drove through here. He opens up the level for you. So now you are tasked to try to get him out. I saw that there was a specific bug where I was able to actually jump on this particular area. So what I like to go ahead and do is I use the little pad to get to that specific chest. So before I even try to navigate towards the boss, I will go ahead and I'm confused with my buttons here. Used to the Xbox controller. This particular controller is an Ultimate 8-bit one. I think that's what it's called. 8-bit, yeah. Ultimate controller. It's made for the Switch. I really like it, but it has switch buttons, so it has that specific layout. And sometimes I get confused with the buttons layout where I have to question it. Okay, so this is for the skateboards. So once I find the rest of the skateboards, then I can go ahead and pull that out. The other thing too, while doing this, is I can go ahead and put that pad on the other side and then change into the other character that I was talking about. Oh, look. So we have a skateboard here, and then there's a skateboard over here. So I'm going to come back and get the pad. But now that since that RV has actually moved, we can hit this particular skateboard that we saw beforehand. Hit it! Really, dude?
Seriously? Seriously?
So I have to really be on it. There we go. So now we can go ahead and go back to the pad, open up that chest, and not have to worry about that specific crown collectible. Whee! Alright. Again, usually these particular levels will take you about 30 minutes. A lot of back and forth, of course, as you can see. And then we're going to use the balance pad, put it right in the middle, right here with this triangle. And the reason behind it is because you have to use a Battlestar Galactica person to shoot at these particular targets. If it takes me more than a couple minutes, I probably will speed it up. But for right now, I will go ahead and change into the Battlestar Galactica character. That way you can see what I am talking about. Go ahead and be Starbuck. And then get over here. That way we can grab that crown. And then we can continue the boss fight here. But basically, that's what you're doing. And it is timed, so it's like you gotta do it a specific way. And then you have to also be kind of on target. As you can see, that's probably not the best location. This is probably better right here. Why? Because you can then get it. There you go. There we go. And you won't get any noise or anything, but it is timed, and then you can then open it. It's funny because that one just turned off. But then we can use this, go back over there. Or did we already do it? Yeah, we already did it, right? But yeah, so now we can then go back into the boss here. We have to change into another guy. We'll go back to Marty. Let's do that real quick. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. So I am going to be working on a schedule later tonight, and that will take just a minute. Where is, you know what? Can I favorite these? I have to favorite it somehow. Oh, okay, so X actually puts it in favorites, so now I can go to my favorites. Okay, cool. So I don't actually have to look for all these characters. But anyways, let's go ahead and get that guy out of the RV once more. We're kind of full on health, so I don't have to worry about that. You know what? I just saw the fossil. So we got the fossil here. So we should be able to get most of the collectibles on the first run. Free, and then there we go. Now we just need to break the glass. Set down. There we go. He's probably gonna get mad. There we go. Alright. Stop wasting my time. I need back on the set. Whatever. Come back here, man. Come back. You don't want to fight? You want to fight? You want to fight? Fight, fight, fight. And the rings are back. Ah! Alright. And that was my bad. Alright, I'm gonna try to get him here. Come on. Worst aim ever. Oh, my bad. Alright, this should be okay. Oh! And somehow that just doesn't help, right? Alright, come on, get on the damn rail. There you go. And then, here we go! Very, very cool. I'll be honest, I probably have to watch the movie again. So there's our coin that will actually give us a key. And then that's pretty much it to this level. We got most of everything, I think. Again, I really wish there was something that I can do, like pause and let me know what has been collected. There's no indication of what's been collected other than an objective. That's just a me thing if I was a designer. I did get something on humblebundle.com. I'm not affiliated with them at all, but I do support the organization, and every once in a while, whatever you buy, it usually ends up getting to charity. And I bought a course to start programming in Unreal, so hopefully I should be able to take a crack out of that. Once I start getting like the gist of it, I might actually publish like a little small DIY game. Hopefully I can see how hard it is in order for, put objectives or some things together. But overall, you can see that this particular level wasn't too much. It did take a minute, like 30 minutes so far. And I may actually end up cutting some of the times that I couldn't figure out where the freaking fuse was. But at least now you know, and you won't make those same mistakes. I do it so that you don't have to, right? Let's just go ahead and collect and see what we got. I'm pretty sure we got most of everything. See what the results are. Okay, so we didn't get a couple things, which is fine. That means that there's a couple things that I did not see on the first round, and that's fine. So let's go ahead and return the factory. And then this will kind of conclude our episode here. But I wanted to go back into this main area so you can see how many more levels we got. We'll end up getting this one on the next episode and then start pulling through. As you can see, we have our other levels that we've been kind of like completing. And then, of course, we will end up unlocking either 2 additional cameos. Who knows? Maybe it's Chucky somewhere. But until next time, my name's Mozart II. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.